We've grown out, we've ninny bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. And we've got a frozen camera. See, it's because you guys didn't ask about what the technical glitch is going to be. So let's try this again. It's getting to the point where I need a technical issue graphic. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? I have no idea. It works right before I put up that starting soon screen, and then as soon as I come out of it, it's just like, or whatever it ends up getting frozen on. Try this again, shall we? Bowie Chrono Wheat Mini Bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. Glitch freeze since just a few minutes ago. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about the new bots that are coming. I've got some bots to show off, and then we just hang out and chat for a little while. I did figure out a new thing that we're going to be adding to the stream. It's a long time coming, and it's about you guys, so stick around. It'll be right after we get done with the news. But let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We've got JK Prime, Oktar, Taylor Fort 17. I saw Grind Time was here earlier. Some of our channel members, thank you so much for your support. If you're not a channel member and you'd like to support, you can click the join button on the video or the channel, or there's a link in the description. But also in the chat, we've also got Alpha Tryon. Stay tuned for an image that he shared in our Discord chat. I saw Mr. Creeper in here, and he's shared some stuff. Super VH is here. We've got some stuff from him. Altabot Phil, Cyber Plays, Davishkar, PB Chew, Grand Galvatron is here. Fitz19 as usual, and lots of familiar faces. Thank you everybody for being here. How about we go ahead and talk about the Transformers Earth Wars news. This weekend's event is called Decaying Orbit. Fight in this event to unlock Broadside or Apeface. You could also win a War for Cybertron skin cores if you didn't have enough already and weren't tired of it. But also 4,000 3-star shards, 1,500 4-star shards, 20,000 premium shards, 150,000 spark and combiner spark, 5 gold power core chips, 1 G metal core power chip, and 1,500 Broadside or Apeface character shards. Thank you for the subscription. I'm sorry I missed the name, Elris. Thank you, and a couple of X's on either side. I appreciate the hugs. Thank you so much. But yeah, so it's very similar to the last leaderboard event, last couple that we've had. Actually, they did increase the 4-star shards and the spark a little bit this time around. But if you played in the last event, which I believe was the Optimal Optimus and the T2 Megatron, it's basically the same format. It is a leaderboard, as I said. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. One big prize board, and then you continue playing to score get your place on the leaderboard. Super XP throughout this event, as it has been for this entire saga. It's been great. To participate, if you're new to leaderboards, you got to be headquarters level 4 and be in an alliance, as you do in all alliance events. Tap your event button, pick your zone, win the battle, win the points, collect your prizes. That's all standard for an event. But for the leaderboard, once you, in addition to collecting the prizes on the prize board, you do keep playing. Even if you've collected all of the prizes on the board, you just keep playing all the way up until the very last second at the end of the event. And then all of the scores will be ranked, and you can check your rank throughout the event as well. And then you can win some extra leaderboard prizes, and we'll cover what those are. The event battle zones are the standard battle zones, and here's a summary of the main event prizes, not the leaderboard. But your War for Cybertron skin core, you guys get that at 1,000. So pretty much everybody's going to have that core, that prize within probably about 5 minutes of the event starting. Then There are prizes all throughout the event, but to collect all of the promised prizes, these are the points that you have to reach as an alliance to collect all of the prizes. Now, beyond 490,000 points, all the way up to 1,000,000, I believe, or close to it, there are a number of total spark crystals available for beyond the 490,000. And if you're not familiar with the total spark crystals, here's what you get. It's an equal chance for 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000, either spark, combiner spark, or combat spark. We've seen these a lot. They're pretty popular. That's why they keep showing up. Now, as far as character shards go, these are the different point values at which you can collect the character shards. I've put this up the last few times they've been doing this. Basically, by the time your alliance hits 35,000 points, you'll get that first 100 shards. If you want, you can go ahead and get your 2-star version of Broadside or Apeface. But to get a 3-star, if you get to 280,000 points as an alliance, you will have obtained enough character shards to then not only get the 2-star, but also the 3-star version. So any alliance that gets to 280,000 points, everybody in the alliance can get a 2- and 3-star version of Broadside or Apeface. And the other points, character shards beyond that, you got to get to 490,000. Doesn't really do anything for you because it takes 7,500 to complete enough 4-star with shards, so that's not possible during these events. So if you get these shards and you're not competing for the top prizes, to where you might get a 3-star just from placing in the top 100, I think it is. We'll see in a second. Then might as well go ahead and spend those character shards. But if you're competing for it and they're going to give it to you, hang on to those shards. Okay, so here's a breakdown of the leaderboard prizes. Top 5 get the 4-star. This is how it's always been, and then there's a whole bunch of other prizes that go along with it because it got to the point where just getting the 3-star or the 4-star as the prize wasn't enough. So now, top 5 get, in fact, the top 10 get 5-star shards, additional character shards, event crystals, total spark crystals, and power cores along with it. Places 6 through 100 get the 3-star character crystals. So if you're fighting for one of those top 100 spots, don't spend your shards until the event's done. 11 through 100, you pretty much get most of the same stuff as the top 10 do, except now you're going to get 4-star shards and you're going to get some premium shards instead of power cores. And from places 101 through 300, you don't get a guaranteed bot, but you do get 3-star shards, you do get character shards, and you get event crystals, which are chances for the new bots. In the event crystals, this is they didn't publish it in the newsletter, but this is what it was last time. I expect it to be the same as it was last time, since the event pretty much is the same. So you have a chance for a 2, 3, or a 4-star of the Broadside or Ape-face. And so yeah, even somebody, if you place in the top 300, if you get lucky with the small amount of event crystals you get, you might be able to walk away with the 4-star. But otherwise, consolation prizes are 4-star, 3-star, and premium shards. So that's it basically for the event. The characters that we'll be fighting for during this event is Broadside for the Autobots, who we saw last week. Broadside is a powerful and highly proficient combatant in any of his 3 modes, but boy does he like to complain. If it's not some internal gyroscopic malfunction in aircraft carrier mode that makes him seasick, it's vertigo and jet mode, and so on. The litany of grumbles and gripes never stops, which can be wearing on any Autobot assigned to work with him. But with mass-shifting abilities, a pulse cannon, and a vibro axe, Broadside more than compensates for the strain of partnering up with him. He's basically a one-bot army. So there's his bio, and here are his 2 alt modes, a jet and an aircraft carrier, that can also carry other jets. Now you can see why he has mass-shifting abilities. Obviously, mass shifting doesn't exist in the real world with the toys, so you kind of got to make do with an aircraft carrier-sized jet or a jet-sized aircraft carrier. But you know, we like to pretend, don't we? We like to pretend. All right, so his counterpart is Ape-face, and Ape-face is prone to violent outbursts, blunt rudeness, and poor hygiene, making him quite exceptionally unpleasant to work with or alongside. In fact, he goes out of his way to alienate as many fellow Decepticons as possible, but behind his brutish, thuggish, and odious appearance lies a shrewd and calculating mind, one that sees obnoxiousness as an art form and a means to an end. He's very strong, supremely agile, and packs a sonic boomer gun that can shatter audio receptors. As a triple changer, he's a daunting prospect to foe and friend. So there you go. You got Ape-face there and his 2 alt modes. Again, just like we're used to seeing, they're very close resemblance to the toy. And I do have them to show off here right after the news in their toy forms. But unlike last week, we actually know their abilities this week. And here they are. Because they're triple changers, there are 2 abilities. And so that's why I just called them Ability 1 and Ability 2. Basically, first one is assault drones, where you deploy 5 untargetable assault drones that deal a percentage of the bot's damage. And when you deploy more drones or you are destroyed, these assault drones explode and cause additional damage. His second ability is repair drones, where you again deploy 5 untargetable repair drones to heal for some health points each. When you deploy more drones or you are destroyed, your repair drones explode and heal in a zone. The heal amount increases with your bot's damage, your DPS. So the bot itself doesn't have a HPS like medics do, but it's kind of based on the DPS. So there you go. I haven't had a chance to try this out because the bots that I got weren't leveled up and I couldn't spend the time to level them up. So I've got a Broadside, but he's only level 1, so he won't do it any good showing them off. Most of you guys, I'm sure, already watched Sunstreaker Waza's stream where I'm sure he showed them off. I didn't get a chance to watch it either, but I'm sure he showed them off. So, if nothing else, it's highly likely that they'll be showing up for you to try out yourself in the game tomorrow, Thursday, which is how they usually do it in one of those little battle tests or whatever. So there you go, pretty cool. And finishing off, just like the newsletter, they do a community corner where people in the official Transformers Earth Wars Discord share some of their artwork and collections and stuff like that. So I figured, what the heck, I've got a Discord server, so we do the same thing here. And here's a couple of the submissions from this week. First up, we got Super VH, one of our moderators on Discord, by the way, and in the chat there. So there you go. This is a little custom tank that he put together using the Sparkless bot. Some treads from Fast Track, and it took me a while to figure out what those little yellow treads were, but I spotted them when I actually went off to Ollie's this week because I got a line where they might have some slither fangs there, so I went looking for that, and I saw this is from one of those little what is it, like a Cyberverse set, I think it was like a Starscream with some little construction vehicle, and I saw these exact same treads. I'm like, that's where he got them from. So it's pretty cool little tank mode there. It looks like Megatron's cannon there as the turret, so good job there. And he indeed also transforms, and there you go. So the tank treads end up being basically like shoulder cannons or arm-mounted cannons, plus he still has that turret on his back. Definitely a soulless, sparkless bot that you probably wouldn't want to run into. So, yeah, thank you for sharing their VH. And then he also got a new little configuration for Paleo Treks, and I've been sitting here trying to figure out what in the world this thing is. And the best I could do is maybe a corgi, like a Corgisaurus Rex, but with the short legs and this squat kind of a little frame or whatever. So this is like a dinosaur version of the corgi with a Tyrannosaurus head. So probably a scary creature to behold if it were to truly fleshed out. Yeah, so nice job on a Corgisaur there, Super VH. And last up, a good shout out to Alpha Trion 1 there. I want to say your son, I think, says that you said you did this little image here for Hoist. with these, you've got a nice little hard hat on. You got the wrench there. It's kind of funny that you did the wrench, because last time I went to TFcon, I actually had Josh Burcham, I think. Oh my gosh, his name, but he was there. He was taking commissions, so I asked him to draw a hoist, and he drew a hoist holding a wrench just like that. So I love it. It's great. Thank you so much for that. Very, very, very fun. So if you happen to be watching anywhere other than YouTube, there's the YouTube channel. Head over to youtube.com/engineerhoist, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm not usually one of those people who pushes for different levels of subscribe counts, but you know, I'm getting close to 10,000, and it would mean a lot to have 10,000. I'm not doing that by 10 TFcon or anything like that, because I don't think it'll happen. If it does, great, but hey, I'm getting pretty close. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead, and if you subscribe while we're live, we'll see your name on screen, just like we saw. I'm sorry, I forgot your name already. The person earlier did subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Anyway. And if you're watching a replay, we stream live on YouTube right there, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, like we are right now. And then you can join everybody in the chat right down there below me. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Engineer Hoist. I don't post a whole lot, but you know, you never know. I might post something. And here is the new thing that I finally figured out. Credits. I've been promising you, all you guys supporting me, like those folks here that supported in channel members in the core class or the leader class. I told you I'd get your guys' names and lights, and here you are. And also a huge shout out to the moderators who helped me both in Discord and here on YouTube. I really do appreciate the support from everybody listed on there. If you want to get your name on that list, go ahead and go, like I said, click that join button, or you can click the link in the description and pick one of the levels to support. It's not required, but it is definitely appreciated. All right. So, next up, I said we were going to take a look at these bots, and I got to get some lights on, because if I have the lights on when I'm doing this, got the camera in there, this one light over here doesn't quite get out of the way. It kind of washes out. I just need to figure out the best way to do it or whatever. But for right now, it's kind of what I got to do. So here we are. We've got Broadside and we've got Apeface. This is the Titans Return Broadside and the Siege Apeface. And these, indeed, are the exact figures that the characters in the game are based on. They are both headmasters. Titans Return, everybody was a headmaster. It's like Oprah. You're a headmaster. You're a headmaster. Everybody's a headmaster. Even though most of the bots in there weren't actually headmasters like Broadside. But, you know, he is in this toy. Apeface was always a headmaster, and he remains a headmaster even in the Siege toy line there. And not going to actually be transforming them for you, but they do actually, the alt modes that you see in the game are exactly like the alt modes that you see in these figures here. So, there you go. See, I'm going to turn this light off now. You watch how it changes. See how that kind of got a little bit less washed out? Yeah, it's a little behind the scenes there for you. Okay, let's see. What do you guys saying here? So, Taylor 417 says that's a good looking group. Talking about the credits there. Yeah. I'm glad you guys appreciate it, because I appreciate you. Let's see. Super VH says have both figures, and you could use Broadside's little planes as the ability thing. Oh yeah, that's true. But you know what the funny thing about those little planes? I never even broke them off of the sprue, because I knew he was going to be in robot mode almost 100% of the time, and so where do you put them then? So I figured I'd just leave them all together on that little sprue. They're off in a little baggie somewhere with his instructions, so I don't lose them. So, grind time. Yes, indeed. These almost all of the Transformer shirts I have come from 80s tees. So, yeah, Altabal Phil, I did indeed. I finally got that new camera set up. I ended up picking up these extra lights because they take up a little bit less room than the other lights I have in the other room. There you go, Fitz, as I mentioned, of the other room. But they're still kind of in the way. So they were pretty inexpensive. So I figured I'd go ahead and give it a try. It's good for now, but I could find another way better, I'm sure. Yeah. So how about we? I don't have a whole lot of crystals. I was a little busy this weekend. Didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of grinding there, but we do have some crystals. And I think I have the Autobot side queued up first. So everybody got one of those premium chips, and here's the one I got. Got smashed down. And I think this is what a War for Cybertron chip, wasn't it? Okay, so we've got a nice Ratchet War for Cybertron chip, which can go collect dust in the Power Core lab, along with all my other War for Cybertron chips. I took all my War for Cybertron chips off. They were cool at first, but I got tired of it, so I took all my War for Cybertron chips off. So now they're all just collecting virtual dust over in the Power Core lab there. And we got a few premium chips and three premium crystals and a 3-star crystal. I'm expecting Dupe City, just like Grind Time is spamming there, but you never know. Sometimes you get lucky. I like telling the story. There was one time I had just enough coins for one premium crystal. I bought it and pulled a 4-star blast off. That was a while ago, but it can happen. Taylor asking, are we going to make a push on this leaderboard event? No, absolutely not. We don't really push for the leaderboard event. It's just too much. And what did I tell you about these premium crystals? I had 3 of them, and one of them was a 4-star. It's a duplicate, yes, and it's a power core that I don't need, true. But still, it was a 4-star, and I will take those 5-star shards. Thank you very much. And this 3-star is a guaranteed duplicate because I have all the 3 stars in the game at this point, and it's Hound Vamp. So very cool. Contributes towards the next 4-star bot. But stay tuned if you want the if you like the crystal cracking, because we do have some on the Decepticon account, including we have a 4-star crystal to crack over here. Let's switch the music. Unfortunately, I don't have a cool button to switch the music there. I actually got to grab the mouse and point. Oh, it's so archaic having to actually use the mouse, and I can't just push a button. Where's the space bridge? There we go. Those 2 crystals to claim are still the prime cores, or the G metal chips, but I'm saving for the prime core. Okay, so War for Cybertron chip. And that is, who is that? It's Off-Road. Almost exactly like Ratchet. And in fact, it's the exact same toy. Just different color. So that can go collect dust. Premium chip. Gets us that. Oh, we've got the lights flashing. That means we have a super chat. Grind Time. Got Jazz Dancing. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, love the stream. Thanks for doing it every week. Oh, it's my pleasure, truly. I do. Even the times that I don't look forward to it, I make myself do it because I always feel better afterwards. And it's always a big. You guys are all a big part of it. So I do appreciate it, and appreciate the support with the super chat and everything. How about we do these premium crystals? That was a 3-star from a premium crystal, so that's pretty good. See, just because you don't have many premium crystals to crack, you can still get pretty good. We got a 4-star duplicate on the bot side. We got a 3-star duplicate out on this side. And there's Off-Road. This must be an off-road kind of day, because we got his War for Cybertron chip, and we got a duplicate 2-star. Yeah, here's a 3-star crystal. This gives us a duplicate, as usual, Dinobot 2. And finally, the 4-star crystal is a new 4-star bot. Who do we got? We've got Ramjet. Cool. I like this. I like that pull. Yes, I do. Very cool. I've already got his 2-star. I'm not sure if I even have his 3-star, but happy to have that 4-star. For all of you Autobots out there, if you're not familiar with Ramjet, that is the same as Goldfire. So anybody who's a fan of Goldfire out there, like Mr. Sunstreaker Waza, well, I'm not sure where he stands on Goldfire nowadays, but I know he was a huge fan a while back. But yes, Ramjet and Goldfire, same guy, same ability. So let's see, Fitz is asking the iPad Pros, the newest version. No, it's a couple years old. It's a couple years old. Yeah, I think Apple just came out with a whole slew of new devices. So. Cyberplays was asking, what movie do you think is next? Grind Time correctly answered. Rise of the Beasts is the next live-action Transformers movie. I don't know much more about it. Well, I mean, there's a few scattered stuff, but as far as how it fits in the timeline, is it a continuation of the Bayformers movies? Is it a sequel to Bumblebee? Where does all that stand? I'm not real sure. I think it's supposed to be kind of a sequel to Bumblebee, but not real sure. Not real sure. I am looking forward to it, though. Hey, new movies means new toys. That's why you'll always see new Transformers stuff coming out. You'll always see new series or new comics or new games or new movies or anything like that, because that's just an excuse to bring out new toys. And you know, people like me, like a lot of you out there, and we just eat it up. We eat it up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside since we're done with that. We'll go back over to here and see if we can chat for a little bit. That's basically it for the Transformers Earth Wars content. So if that's all you guys are here for, have a good evening. Keep rolling, my friends. Otherwise, stick around. We'll hang out. I've got some bots to show off. One new one that I got this week. I already kind of gave you a hint earlier in the stream, but a couple of others to show off too. For that, let's see what do you guys want to see? Broadside in the showroom. I can do actually. It's not going to be worth playing a game with them. Oh, not that one. I mean, that works. It's the same thing. It's just a different overlay. I can switch the sound. Well, actually, let me go ahead. Actually, I got to switch games. I forgot that. That was my live account. I got to go. Should have kept the sound on the other one. So I got to bring up the test account. So let me go ahead and put that disclaimer on. I know you can't see it there, but you'll see it in a minute. Fitz asking, did I see the G1 movie in the theaters? No, I did not. I know they were. It was yesterday and Sunday, and a lot of people went and did that, but I didn't have the opportunity. Yep, I've still got that green overlay up. All right, so we've got this back up. So there we go. Test server disclaimer. Just because you see all of these crazy 5-star bots, this is not my actual account. Just because you see maxed out Ironhides and Optimal Optimuses, and that was all just provided for test. Normally the bots come and they've put all the XP on them to set them at a certain level, but for whatever reason they added Broadside to my account and didn't bother to level them up. And I don't play the regular game that much. I certainly aren't going to go put a whole lot of time in on the test account, which is meaningless, except for sharing previews and stuff like that. So here is Broadside. So as you can see, very similar to the game Now that I think about it, I ought to probably set up a new scene in here so I could maybe I could do a side-by-side. I can't do it right now. It's going to be it would take too long to do right now live, but maybe I should do that. When I have the bots, I can pull up a side-by-side instead of flipping back from one to the other. But anyway, so here he is in the game, and we saw the bot earlier. You can see he's very much the same. You hit him once to transform, and he becomes a flying aircraft carrier. And he's actually kind of pointed out. So this is kind of the back of the aircraft carrier. This is the front over here. So he transforms as the aircraft carrier, and he's ready to get out of here. He is just so done with everything. He's transformed, ready to go fly out of the hangar. And I think the floating aircraft carrier actually works. And is a good way to get an aircraft carrier into this game. And if he doesn't want to just float on the air like a hovercraft or whatever, he can go transform and do some mass shifting and whatever, and then turn into a much better looking jet in the game than the toy actually turns into, because this whole back half in the toy sits above the main fuselage of the jet. Since they're not constrained by real world tolerances, they just went ahead and smushed it down to be a little bit more streamlined jet. Still not that streamlined. It's still basically a block trying to fly around on these two tiny little wings. But hey, you know, maybe that he doesn't even really need to worry about aerodynamics, because you know he's Cybertronian. He manages to fly some other way. Yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But there you go. There is Broadside, and one more time, back to robot mode. And he just kind of hops back down and is ready to fight. There you go. Let's see, just looking back, and oh yeah, talking about the screening of the G1 movie, Grand Galvatron's reminding me I'd seen this. Some other people reported it. They actually did an advertisement for Transformers Earth Wars, and Magnaboss and Tripredacus were part of that advertisement. I don't think they showed them in action. I saw, I think it was on the official Earth Wars Discord, I think I saw it, where somebody got a video of it, and they were sitting kind of in the back of the theater, so you could only kind of just barely make out. It's kind of like they just had some text up, then just kind of showed the model of them, said Magnaboss, Tripredacus, and from that little bit that I could see, they, as expected, they're just like the original Beast Wars toys that we've been showing off. So, looking forward to that. And a lot of people asking, when is it going to come out? When are we going to see Magnaboss and Tripredacus in the game? Not for a few months, I'm sure. Unless they try to rush it out for, because of the Beast Wars anniversary. Typically, the Combiner doesn't come out until all of the bots are freely available in premium crystals, which we just got Ironhide last month. And typically it's about 6 months before they get into premium crystals. So that would mean another 5 months before Ironhide is in those freely available in those crystals, before we would see Magnaboss and Tripredacus, if we stick to that same schedule. But like I said, they could accelerate it. Pretty sure they did that with Volcanicus and Predaking. I think Sludge was the last of the Dinobots to come out. And they actually kind of brought him out to those premium crystals early so that they could get Volcanicus out. I think that's the one they did. There was definitely one of them where somebody came out a little early. Might have been Motormaster for the Stunticons. I think they might have brought Motormaster and Rodimus Prime out early. Not necessarily they didn't need to do that for Rodimus Prime and Motormaster they wanted to bring out early. It's one of those two. I can't remember. But yeah, we definitely won't see them until we see Ironhide and Sea Clamp, and the other two as well, freely available in crystals. So, oh, go and try to. Oh no! I was trying to scroll the chat and I went back a page. It doesn't usually end the stream, but it does make the chat have to refresh. Okay, so yeah, it looks like everything's refreshing. Yeah, see, Grind Time asked, am I happy with Broadside in the game? Yeah, sure. I figured he'd show up at some point. I mean, they made a toy of him. They've got all the other triple changes in there. He looks good. And I'm sure the ability's going to be fine. It's not going to be, doesn't look like it's going to be one of those bots that you can solo with. He's not going to be like a super game changer type of bot. But that's okay. Both Springer and Sandstorm and their counterparts, Astro Train and Octane, they're not particularly super strong, but they're still good bots. Skylynx and Blitzwing are probably the cream of the crop for the triple changers, but even they would have a tough time soloing, depending on the layout of the base. What prime code would be good to put on him? Well, he's a melee bot. He is a I think, well, no, they said his attack range is short. I think his attack range is short. So means he's going to be close to the defenses. So you probably wouldn't want to put anything like Alpha Trion or anything like that on him. You'd want to put something that would be helpful for a bot that tends to take damage. Did they give out a three-star Ironhide and Sea Clamp? They did. They did. I think that was the. I think there was an issue with the. With. I think they said some people were having issues with the game, like with the drops or something like that. I think you had to click the link though. I think they put it out in a loot link and you had to click the link. Oh, Carnage and C Minor. Yeah, that was one of the few episodes Broadside was in, and widely regarded as one of the worst, if not the worst episode in G1. Definitely probably the one with the most animation errors. That's the same one where they show Hotspot standing next to Defensor. Alchemist is a good core for Broadside. Yeah, I suppose if that if his little attack drones end up doing a lot of damage, that would Alchemist would certainly be very good. Super VH is saying we got a photo where we put Broadside's planes. Oh, I see. You end up putting the planes inside the cockpit. Okay, cool. With my new setup, I have less screen real estate for now until I can figure out some other things. So I can't do quite as much. That's why I started doing the stream submissions and trying to put them in the presentation as well instead of trying to switch over to show things directly in Discord. But I do have Discord up. It's possible to look at. It's just not super easy, but I managed. It's cool. It's a good idea. Let's see. Alpha trying to ask, have you seen the new Huffer M Pipes toy set? Oh yeah, somebody was asking about the Golden Disc set, and I think you might have been it. And yes, I did actually see them, and I have them all pre-ordered already. Road Ranger and Puffer is the set that you're talking about there. Apparently, it's not truly Pipes, because Pipes has more of a blue body, whereas this one has a white body. I heard something that Deco is based upon some kind of like an overseas variant, French, I think. So not exactly Pipes. So that's why he's Puffer, kind of like a Pipes and Huffer together. And yeah, there you go. And let's see. The second one is Jackpot, which is a recolor of the Jazz, the Studio Series Jazz, along with Sights. It's a recolor of the Pteroxodon or Pterodactyl, whichever you want, because it's the same figure. But it's Sights, and in the game you see Sights as a Decepticon. But back in the original toy, that Jackpot was an Action Master as an Autobot, and his Autobot target master type of friend was Heights. So Sights being a Decepticon in the game is actually the difference, the variation. So, and then the last one was Mutant Tigatron. Basically, we haven't even gotten Tigatron out in the stores yet that I've seen. In fact, I'm not even sure if I've seen him officially revealed yet. We've already got an alternate version of him available for pre-order there, and he's orange instead of white like Tigatron. So I was like, oh yeah, I can't pass that up. That one looks pretty cool. And tomorrow should be the final reveal, because it's like 4 in a set. It's kind of like that Galactic Odyssey was last year, with all those. I don't remember even how many there were. Was it? It was more than 4. Was it 4 or 5 different sets where you had like the Paradron Medics with the Ratchet and Lifeline? You had the little Micromaster dudes. You had the Blastoff set. I forget what it was, but it was like with the little Micromaster dudes and Ironworks and Over Air, and they had the little Double Dealer Missile. It's kind of a deal like that. So, Red Alert is here. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Check the DMs. Oh, you guys are trying to hit me up every other which way, huh? What? Okay, yeah, I've seen the videos, dude. I appreciate you sharing, but I can't do that kind of stuff on this channel. It's just, I've tried to play YouTube videos on stream before, and it just doesn't work very well. I appreciate you sharing though. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn these back on. And we will go to here and see nothing except this dude. I'll just bring him in. I think it was just last week I was saying I couldn't find I never was able to find Slitherfang. But I was on Facebook recently, and I saw somebody in one of the Facebook groups. He showed where he was showing Slitherfang in a package, and it had that nice, very noticeable big red tag on it. I was like, that's an Ollie's tag, and I knew people have been saying there were a lot of Transformers coming into Ollie's, and I'm like, yeah, I have most of that stuff. It's not worth going over there. But then I saw somebody's show that off, and I was like, that was the one thing I didn't have, and I kind of wish I had it. So I figured I'd go over to mine, and sure enough, they were mostly sold out of like the Siege and Earthrise stuff, but they had plenty of Slitherfangs. So I brought 2 of them home with me, because you can't have enough road pieces. So that's the new bot that I got, and that's just for storage. His little blast effect. And if nothing else, he's got the pretty cool blast effect, like the impact point blast effect. The other thing I wanted to show off This is kind of new. I just did this pretty recently. I've had the labels for the Studio Series Jazz for a while. These Toy Hacks labels, but I just got them put on. So he's got all sorts of cool stuff like the racing, the advertisements, the racing tattoos basically. Got them on the back here. Doesn't focus. Yes. Got extra stickers under here and on the hips there, all around there. The thing I really like is this little stripe around the backside over here. It's even got little stripes for the intakes over here on the vents, and nice shiny blue visor. You have the option for a different color for the visor, but you know you had to go with the blue. Very cool. And of course it's all stripes. You got options for what to put on his windshield there, but he's got like Martini Porsche or Martini Racing all over the place. So I figured I didn't need another one that says Martini, so I went with the Agent Meister, which is his Japanese name. So very cool. Wasn't quite as difficult as I thought it would be. I was a little intimidated by these stickers all along his back fender or you know, foot here, but it actually wasn't quite as bad. And you had a couple of other options, like for his chest here. You could have had one where it was just the stripes instead of the Autobot symbol, but come on, you gotta have the Autobot symbol. And even this spot right here, instead of stripes, you could have had a 4, but I was debating. I almost went with the 4, but I was like, well, you know, we'll just kind of pretend that you know, kind of disappears with his transformation. Yeah, and then of course you got the doors show up. It's got the nice Martini Racing, and it changes the number from 14 to 4. And for whatever reason, they also put a 4 on the inside of his door. So like if you had him like that, you could see it. I suppose that's kind of like the original toy. You could have the doors out like wings, and then you'd see the 4. But I mean, even if you have them out like that, you still kind of don't ever really see it. So it's kind of pointless to have it there. But I don't know. Look at it as kind of an Easter egg, I suppose. So we got that. See a freeform Jazz? Yeah, but don't exactly. Rattler, you just did his 2 days ago. Yeah. Well, don't tell anybody. But I was on conference calls like all day today, so I had him sitting there, and I had the labels there, so I'm just sitting there listening and chiming in when I needed to. But in the meantime, I was labeling this dude while I was just kind of having to listen. So multitasking. I was multitasking. So it's okay. Nobody from work watches my videos that I'm aware of. I don't think they'd mind. I'm sure everybody else is out there doing other stuff too. The other thing I wanted to show off, confessions with Engineer Hoist. Oh yeah, Big Bronze Room knows my pain. 3 days of project management classes. Oh, ouch. So I'm sure a lot of y'all know I'm going to TFcon, which by the way is coming up like less than a month from now, and they've started to reveal their exclusives. First off, I'm taking the customizing class, and that's pretty cool because what's interesting about that is that custom figure that we were supposed to do in Orlando, well, that's what they're doing for this one. I had a pretty good guess that they were going to do that again because they clearly already had all that stock and all that material and everything like that, so saves them the trouble of coming up with an additional one. And so we're going to be doing that. And basically what it is, that Furai model kit of the Attack Mode Optimus Prime, it's the Nemesis Prime version, and we're going to custom it into I forget what they call it, but it's kind of like the blue upper, kind of like the cab of the Delta Magnus. You know, it's like the blue truck with black legs or something like that. And I thought it looked pretty cool. And the example they show off has some like distress, like some damage, like they did some stuff to damage on the shoulders and things like that. I don't know if they'll show us how to do that. They probably won't have any like heat producing equipment in there, but I am still wondering if they're going to have them already kind of broken off the sprue just for us to assemble, because if they're going to have us have to remove them from the sprues and all that and paint them, that's good. There's no way that's getting done in a day, because I built that Optimus Prime, that same exact model, but in the Optimus Prime mode, it took the better part of 8 hours just to build it, much less paint it. But anyway, well, we'll see where it goes. TFcon is in Baltimore, Maryland this year. I was going to show this guy off, but then he's been sitting out too long. He's kind of dusty, so I'm just trying to do my best to get the dust off. They did reveal their first exclusive figure today, and it is from New Age, and it is a black version of this guy. This is their Megatron, and they've made quite a few of these already from New Age. The first one was more of a just like this flat plastic gray. I think they've made a clear version, a gold version. This is kind of like the silver metallic version. I didn't even think about it until a little while after I'd seen it and had planned on showing this guy off today, but I got this guy from the last TFcon, one of the dozens of little bots that I got at TFcon, so it's kind of funny that I got this guy last TFcon, and he's probably one of my favorite figures from that I picked up there, and one of the exclusives is the black version of this guy, and he's going to have like brown on the pistol grips. It's supposed to be an homage of the original like pre-Megatron toy. I think they called it Browning or something, so it was different than Megatron, but it was still the same kind of transformation, but just kind of like a remold of what ultimately became Megatron. But it still is going to look like Megatron. He's going to have the same Megatron faces, a lot of the same Megatron accessories or whatever, but he's going to be mostly black with like brown pistol grips. But yeah, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's an instant buy, because this is a fantastic figure. I haven't done it in a while, hence all the dust I had to clean off of him. But when I first got him, for a few weeks, he was sitting right on the table next to me, and I would constantly transform him back and forth. He's very posable, looks great in gun mode, and the transformation is really enjoyable. There's not many figures you can really say that it's truly enjoyable transformation, but this guy definitely is one. If you like Megatron and you have the opportunity to pick up this Megatron from New Age, I highly recommend it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had to show off today. So, have a good weekend, Taylor. Thanks for being here. Apeface's head just popped off. Does this transform? Oh yeah. Yeah, it does. Studio Series 38, I don't know, because honestly, I didn't commit to memory what all those different Studio Series numbers were. So if you could tell me which one Studio Series 38 was, I could probably tell you if I have it or not. I have quite a few of them, but I definitely don't have all of them. This looks better than the reveal of the Shield Megatron. Oh, this is fantastic. This is one of the best little Megatrons that you can get out there. It's a Legends class size too. So if you're not real sure, here's my Studio Series Jazz right next to it, so give you an idea of the scale. So he's not quite as small as a little Scout class figure, which I'm looking around to see if I have one handy. I don't. We'll throw a Slitherfang in there. We'll get the whole party in here that we were looking at today. So he's not quite as small as those little dudes. He's not quite deluxe class. So they're meant to be. He's actually meant to be a larger of the legend scale. So most of the legend scale figures would probably be up to about right here. But he's but yeah, he's pretty close to deluxe class on his own. So, Alpha Trion, do you need tickets for TFcon? Yes, absolutely you do, and they are actually pretty close to being sold out. So some tickets are sold out, like the weekend passes I think are sold out, and I think there's like a premium Saturday pass which is sold out. But there are some tickets available, but they're going fast. They don't normally sell out of some of the other tickets that I've like. They limit the premium weekend pass to like only 100 tickets, and that sold out. That always sells out. But all the other tickets usually don't sell out. I'm thinking because of everything going on, they had to limit the attendance. So some of the other tickets are selling out too. So if you think you're going, then it would be a good idea to go ahead and pick up some. Head over to TFcon.com and pick up some tickets. I mean, if it doesn't sell out, they usually you could get tickets at the gate, but it usually costs a couple extra bucks, like most things. Let's see, Biggs and his snake. PB2's helping me out as always. The Blue Optimus is Magna Convoy. Thank you. That happens to me all the time. I decide to talk about something that I didn't research ahead of time, and then I end up not having the full information. But that's why I got you, PB2, and plenty of other people help me out when I don't remember what I'm trying to say. You guys always got my back, and I appreciate it. Yeah, Baltimore is in Maryland. It's a little bit north of Washington, D.C. It's a little bit farther than where I went last time. You know, the last one was in Reston, Virginia, which is a little bit west of Washington, D.C. This one's a little bit northeast, I think. So it's a little bit farther. Grind Time, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Look for Grind Time to do some surprise late night streams this weekend in addition to normal Sunday stream. All right, you heard him. If you guys haven't subscribed to Grind Time, head on over there. He does do some good videos and streams, man. When do you think I'll hit 10K subs? Well, the way it's going now, I'm almost at like 90. You can see I'm almost about 9,700, and I'm doing a little bit less than 100 a month the last few months. So probably sometime next year, unless I get some kind of a surge going. It'll probably be sometime after the first of the year. And that's fine. That's fine. Like I said. The biggest thing that happens at 10,000 is you can put up a Teespring store, so like you can try to help sell your merchandise for anybody who visits your channel or watches one of your videos. But I got no merchandise, so I don't really have plans for any. I mean, I keep thinking I should do some, but I just have no good ideas. So I'm not really in a rush to get that unlock that ability since I don't have anything to put up there. I mean, if I had ideas, if I had stuff, I'd have stuff up already. But, we'll see. I have thought about what's something I could do come 10,000 subs. I've got some ideas. Yeah, I haven't done any giveaways on this channel. Thinking maybe that might be a good time to do it. But trying to figure out the best way to do it. And I don't want to do one of those, hey, let's push for 10,000 and then get a bunch of people in and just sub just to help push it over so they can participate in a giveaway. And somebody who's been here for 5 minutes wins the big prize and never comes back. And I don't want to do that. How do I do something like that and reward you guys, you know, or at least tilt the odds in the favor of the people who've been here a while, and not just somebody who's jumping in. That's why I don't like doing those like push for this number by dangling a little carrot out in front of people, because when you do that, then you get a bunch of people who are just joining for giveaways. I've seen it with other people's channels too, where people just join and, you know, they just want the giveaway, and then they complain about not winning the giveaway and stuff like that. So I don't know. So I've got stuff I can give away, and I want to do it, but then there's the logistics, and there's a lot of stuff to think about. You know, I tend to overthink things, but based on how the rate that we're going, I've got a few months to figure it out. So keep your eyes peeled. Have a good one, Super VH. Thanks for being here and for all your help as usual. I appreciate the offer, Alpha Tryon. I will keep you in mind. That's a good question, PB2. That's one of the things I need to investigate. I don't want to have to limit it to U.S. only. I mean, that's certainly easiest, because I just put it in a package, throw it in the mail, and go. International, there's it's trickier, and I know a lot of you guys out there are overseas, and I don't want to exclude you. I did look into it a little bit, and there's a lot more stuff, because there's custom forms to worry about, and various different laws about what you can send, what you can't send, how much you can send, how big it can be. So yeah, I'm aware a lot of you, big time supporters who I really want to have the opportunity to participate. I know a lot of you guys are overseas, and I don't want to have to exclude you. So that's kind of why I've not gone forward. I mean, it'd be real easy to say, it's like, okay, yeah, I've got this prize, U.S. only. So there may be some things that I might have to do, depending on size or shape or content or whatever, because there's a whole bunch of little things. Yeah, just check a few Slitherfangs out. Believe it or not, these guys, they weren't as cheap as you would think. Their normal price was $7.99. These guys, they were $5.99. So they weren't they were not that cheap at all. They were not that discounted. The bigger stuff, like I got the Titans Return Overlord, and I think a 6-shot over at Ollie's, and they were normally like, they're leader class, so they're normally like $50, but we got them for 20. So that was huge discount. These guys, they were normally 8, and we got them for 6. So not as big of a discount on the Slitherfangs. FedEx is easiest international. Appreciate that tip there, Risk. So yeah, wheels are turning as usual. I mean, you saw how long it took me to get this whole set up, which I don't know why I'm still even on that one, on that view. But you saw how long it took me to get that going up, and part of it was money, having to save up to get the equipment. Part of it was just overthinking. But I've been thinking, I've been contemplating what to do for a while now. How to do some giveaways or whatever. I'll figure it out, I'm sure. Alpha Tryon just bought tickets for Saturday and Sunday. Cool. See you there. I will most likely be wearing this hat and a Transformer shirt. Wearing a Transformer shirt doesn't really narrow anything down at a Transformers convention, though. Um, I know there's a whole group of YouTubers going there, going to hang out. I'm going to go hang out with Patriot Prime, Bert the Stormtrooper, Rodimus Primal, Deluxe Baldwin, Kato from Kato's collection. That whole group, we'll probably be hanging out quite a bit. I'm sure we'll break off on our own, a little bit as we start going around the like the dealer room or things like that. I'm sure that there'll be a little bit of us going off in different directions because everybody's going to have different interests. Those guys, I don't really particularly have anything in particular that I'm looking for over there. The other guys might have a list of things that they're looking for. If anything, I might be looking for some figures that I couldn't find, like maybe from like the Studio Series line or something like that maybe I couldn't find. Maybe I'll pick up something like that, but Fitz saying I haven't seen any Hot Rod Kill Prime comments. If you're in the one fan, there's one guy in this Transformers group I'm in. He's actually been going out there. He's been doing he's having like a little murder mystery. It's like here's why Ultra Magnus actually killed Prime. Here's why Blaster actually killed Prime. So it's been actually kind of funny seeing all that. Yeah, find Waldo's situation where everybody's Waldo. No, I think you could. If you guys have seen my face, so just look for my face. Last time I was there at TFcon, there was a handful of people who recognized me and came up. We chatted for a little bit, took selfies. One thing I learned from that though is we took selfies with their camera and they kept it. I was like, oh, I should have taken it with my camera too, because I can't even show off. So yeah, I met these cool people, So one lesson I learned is we'll do a selfie, but we'll take it with their camera and with my camera, so that way I can have the memory too. So. If Galvatron, if I was at TFcon, I'd have embroideries hanging on me so you recognize me. The interesting thing is, they do have like an artist alley, which is pretty cool. I went through there, and that's where Josh Burcham, I got that picture, but. You don't have to be like an official Transformers artist. I mean, if you make any kind of Transformers merchandise, there was a bunch of people in there. They made different pins, and yeah, I mean, definitely there were some artists in there who did art. But there were just some people in there. They did little pins or did little crafts or whatever. So I mean, if like for example, if you were ever able to go, if you worked out and managed to do a whole bunch of embroideries. I mean, that would certainly. I'm sure there's a cost to have a table there, but I mean. That would be a place where you could go and show off your stuff and maybe even sell a few things. Just saying, I mean, I'm not putting pressure on you or anything. It's just, yeah. It was pretty cool. I like to go over there. I got, like I said, I got a few Transformers pins from some people over there. I have no idea how they made them or where they went to get them made or whatever, or the legitimacy of them or whatever, but I don't care. It was still cool. One of these days. Fitz says your art teacher is helping you draw an Optimus Prime. Oh, well, you'll have to share that in the in Discord so we can get it on the stream here when you manage to get that done. Hero 124. I live in Baltimore. Who's coming here? A bunch of Transformers fans are coming there. And we're gonna take over the town, or at least the Hilton. Or at least part of the Hilton. What, Lord Monk, am I driving? Oh, yeah. Well, there's a bit of a story behind that one. You know, when I went 2 years ago, I chose to drive to Reston, Virginia. It was about a 12-hour trip, and I did it. I thought it would be fun, and yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I didn't hate it, but it was a long day. Yeah, I left at what I thought was a decent time getting up there, but it was well after midnight when I arrived, and I was quite tired, and then I had to get up early for the custom class the next day. And then same thing on the way back. I left at a pretty decent time, but it was well after midnight getting home, and I had to go to work the next day. But it was fine. It wasn't bad. I like driving, but I said, yeah, I probably won't do a drive that long ever again. When I got done with that, so I'm not going to do that drive again. 3 days? Nah, it's 12 hours. Baltimore's a little bit farther. It's about 13 hours. The smart thing to do would be to do it like maybe in 2 days, so you're not doing a 13-hour day driving. In today's environment, I really didn't want to do the whole flying thing, the whole airport thing. I just would rather, I mean, it's bad enough we're going to be around so many people, increasing that risk at the convention. I figured I could at least minimize a little bit by not going through airports, So I decided to go ahead and drive this time again. Plus, I got the new car, which I'm really enjoying driving. So it's a very comfortable ride. And I'm kind of looking forward to spending a little bit more time with the car. So yeah, I'm driving. Even though I said I wouldn't be doing a drive that long ever again. With today's environment, it's okay. Like I said, I didn't say all along. I never said I hated the drive. I just said it's a long day. It's a long day, and it's going to be a long day. But having done it once before, I know what I'm getting in for. Because when I left the first time, I kind of dawdled. I kind of took my time. I didn't leave right at the time that I said I would. I said I would leave, like, say, at 9 o'clock or something, but then I took my time. I wasn't totally prepared. It took a little bit extra time. Stopped for gas, stopped for food or whatever, and it ended up actually really hitting the road leaving the area, not for like another hour. So it was like 10 a.m. when I left, and then I was thinking, the whole time I'm thinking, it's like, okay, I leave at 9, 12-hour drive. I should be there about 9 o'clock at night or whatever. Not accounting for the fact that it's at least 2 stops for gas on the way up there. Not to mention food breaks and bathroom breaks. So I didn't account for the time that it takes for all of that. But I learned my lesson. I'm accounting for it now. So A, I can plan a little bit better to take that into account, and B, at the very least, I know what to expect. So car has more room for bots. Yeah, that was the big reason why I why I drove the first time. It was like, man, I'm going up here. I am taking money, and I'm just gonna go hog wild. And I did. I went crazy. I bought way too much stuff, and I did have regrets afterwards. I'm like, that's too much. I can't do that again. So I'm going to try to rein myself in. One thing I did say is exclusives. That's a special thing. I'm not saying I'm going to get every exclusive, but if I want all of the exclusives, I will get all of the exclusives. But if that's the case, usually it's only 3 or 4 bots or whatever. But man, I ended up getting like 20 of these little new age guys, So plus I found Masterpiece Movie Jazz up there last time because I couldn't find them anywhere else, and I got the right there. I got the first set of Bruticus. I got the Vortex up there. So I was like, ah, what the heck? Let's go ahead and do it. And then, but that was stupid because then I had to get all the rest of Bruticus. I'm glad I did because that's fantastic. That whole Ocular Max all-in-one Bruticus set, excellent. It's excellent. So. Plan the time to try not to go through rush hour in DC and Baltimore. Yes, I know. I was looking at the route. I was like, ooh, that's probably a bad time. The good news is, on the way up there, I will be arriving in that area probably pretty late at night. So I would think on the way up there, probably won't have to deal with rush hour on the way up there because I'm sure everybody will already be off the roads and at home. But on the way out, that's the tricky part. So, because I was thinking if I try to leave a little bit earlier to get out, just so I can get home at a better time, but that would mean probably getting involved in rush hour. But if I leave a little bit later, I'll get home later. But when I left Reston, I didn't run into any traffic. I think I ended up leaving about 9 or 10 o'clock on a Monday even. And I don't recall running into any real traffic jams. It's probably not nearly as busy over there as it is in Baltimore and DC, but yeah, I might just have to suck it up and have a late night on the way back, so and just leave a little bit late. 95 and 295. Yeah. Yeah, I got a little bit more planning to do. I've been thinking I need to, write down some things that I want to do ahead of time to kind of prepare. So when it's time to go, I've got a plan. I could go. I don't need to stop. Oh, I forgot I need to get this, and oh, I forgot I need to get this. Oh, I need to get this on the way, or oh, I wish I had this. So I want to write some stuff down and start to do a little bit more prep and a little bit more planning, just so I can be as prepared as possible, be as ready as possible. So, a lot of pickpockets in Baltimore. Yeah, I realize. I mean, it's a big city, so. The nice thing is I'm staying at the hotel where the convention's at, so there won't be any traveling there. I assume there's parking at the hotel. That's one of the things I want to check on. So that would mean I go there and can stay basically mostly in the hotel. And I'm sure there's other food around pretty close by. And most likely, if I'm going to be venturing out to go anywhere, I'll probably be going out with the other guys. So I don't expect to be walking around Baltimore by myself individually. So no traffic around 11 p.m. Well, that's probably about the time I'll be arriving, so that's good news. All right, have a good one, Fitz. I got real quiet there for a second. Alright, well, I think we're going to go ahead and hop off here. I am trying to think about trying to get back into doing the whole reviewing thing, and this is our stream the way we do it now and all that. What I hope to be doing, I don't know if I have one of these set up. I thought I did. No, I don't have it set up right now. I did have a thing set up where I'll set it up. It's pretty easy. But I plan to do a recording similar like this, but just without the chat and a lot of the other stuff. It's going to be mostly full screen, where in fact, there you go. Basically something like this, except I'll have the main view be on the bot, and then I'll have my face up in the corner or something like that. It's basically kind of like when I did that little transformation video of this guy. This is the view that I used. So I'll have something like this set up. I don't remember rolling that again, but okay, fine, we can roll again. Okay, so I guess that's it. Credits are rolling. Appreciate everybody being here. Oh. If I'd have timed that better, I'd actually just gone ahead and done my sign off. But I wanted to finish saying. So yeah, I plan to do that. I'll try to figure out. I might be maybe setting up like a members only stream. So it kind of made sense that all those names rolled by. So I was thinking I might try to do a members only stream, or I might do one for everybody at first, where I sit down and I just do my review. You guys can chat, and I'll take breaks to chat with you, but I just wouldn't have the chat on the screen. It would be more like that, with the intention of going through and doing the review, and then taking what I recorded later and chopping it up for a video for everybody. So that's kind of what I was thinking about doing. Trying to do a little bit more, especially for you guys. I mean, because I promised members only streams. I promised early access to videos, which how can you get early access to videos if I only ever do live streams? So trying to make good on some of my promises. I know you guys didn't necessarily sign up for that stuff. You're signing up to just to support me, and I do appreciate that. But still, I did put that in there as things I was going to do. So I want to try to put that up, try to get that going. And at the very least, if I'm going to sit down and do the reviews anyway, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and go live and have you guys along for the ride. So. See, Lord Monk says skip 95 when traveling, stick to 81 to avoid DC and Baltimore. Okay, I'm going to have to try to write that down. I have nowhere to write anything down. That's a fail. Alright, let me just... 81. Okay, I'll look at it again. I was already kind of studying and see if there's kind of a way around, so I appreciate that. I hope to I'll try to remember that. And thanks for backing up that, Ultar. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be it. And one last thing, Not Forrest, you're asking, are you late? Yeah, you got here just in time for the sign-off. Sorry, bud. 8 p.m. next week. If you want to go watch what we just talked about, the replay should be available almost immediately as soon as I sign off. So, alright, well, it's time to sign off. I appreciate it, and I'll figure out the driving directions. If you guys got more advice, you know, you can hit me up in Discord or whatever. But it's time to head on out of here. I'm Engineer Always. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time.